They say women search for men like their fathers. And so when I went out into the world and I was looking for love, I looked for what was mirrored to me as I was growing up. So I literally remember telling my abuser one time I didn't feel like he loved me that day because he chose not to hit me. So.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You better stop playing with me. Let me stop. All right, listen, just show the people how beautiful you are real quick. Let me just, look, I mean, come on now.
The worst of the worst. Yeah, it was nasty.
What was the nastiest thing about it?
My dad tried to kidnap us when my mom moved us to Augusta.
What?
Yeah.
He tried to kidnap y'all?
Mm-hmm.
How? What's up, YouTube? So guys, I'm back in the gym with Katie, back on the meal plan with Chef Said, and back in the streets full time. So it's time to get back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews, out here with another one. So how you doing today, miss?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day out here. It's awesome. All right, so are you homeless?
I am. I'm in a drug treatment facility right now.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 36.
36?
Mm-hmm.
You look great.
Thank you.
All right, 36, and so you got all your teeth and everything. Drug treatment. What drug was this?
I was on alcohol and weed, and I abused pills from time to time.
Okay, which one was kind of the heavier one?
Weed and alcohol.
Okay,
it's always my babies.
Okay. How long had you been smoking weed and drinking alcohol?
Since I was 17.
17? Okay.
19 years.
And so what is it about your smoking and drinking that, because a lot of people smoke and drink, right? So what is it about yours that kind of causes you to go left or whatever?
I blew a contract for my job because I refused. I showed up to the negotiations and I was drunk and high, and they gave me 30 days to clean my system out. And when I went for the drug test, I failed. So as a condition to even reconsider my contract for this company, I had to come into a drug treatment facility to prove that I was serious about my sobriety.
Wow. And so what type of contracts are we talking about?
We're talking about catering contracts. So this was a contract worth almost about $10,000 a month, and my weed habit was just that bad. Among the fact that I've been in an abusive relationship and I was trying to get out of that, and I have a 17-year-old son, I needed to take time to get to know myself all over again. So,
wow.
So outside of drugs and alcohol.
Okay, and so yeah, I mean, so where's your son at right now?
My son, I have the best friend and godmother of his in the world. So he's there with her in Norcross. So he's safe and secure.
That is
away
awesome,
from
man. It's so awesome to have a village.
Yeah,
it's amazing. How long have you been in this program?
On the 24th of this month, it would be 60 days. It's
wow.
a 6 to 9 month program.
6 to 9 months?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I tell you what, man, you never know what someone's deal is. Okay. Because you're beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was looking at her like, man, she's gorgeous. All right. So anyway, so one son, and you say you was in an abusive relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was you in that all the way up until the time you decided to go to the program?
Until September 7th, 2024. So I left last year.
You know the exact date.
I do, because that's the day I checked into a domestic violence shelter.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how long had the DV been going on?
About 10 years. So
10 years?
Mm-hmm. Very long time.
Wow. Why do you think you stayed in it that long?
I was codependent. He was my financial support, my shelter support.
I'm gonna have you do this real quick, just because the people gonna get me if I don't. All right, real quick.
Okay.
Let me see it. Let me see. Almost. Like one more. No. Come here. I could have. Let me. Look, we family, right? We family. We come from the same tribe. We good. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I have people on YouTube talking trash about me.
No, they're gonna be talking trash about me. That's what they always do. No, listen. First of all, that's how it works, right? It's so random. I just come into people's lives in such a random way.
Random, y'all. This is not scripted like Mona Scott. Just saying.
Okay. So, all right. Were y'all married?
No.
Okay, so never got married, but was definitely, I guess, how long had y'all been in a relationship before the DV started?
We was in the relationship probably about a good 2.5 going on 3 years before the first time that I got hit. But I mean, what I've learned over the years is that physical abuse is like the escalation. It's like the top
That's the
part.
Result, right?
Yeah,
but it starts.
The manipulation, the emotional, the verbal abuse is kind of the lead up to the first hit. And whenever you notice those signs, you should leave then, not after you get hit. Because once you got used and conditioned for them breaking your mind, it's easier to take the hit because that's just what you're conditioned for. That's how they condition you. Abusers prey on the fact that you will let the word slide, or the manipulation of, and the isolation is another thing. When they take you away from your parents and your family and they cut your friends off, you should go then before, you know, you start getting hit. Like, so.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, drop the gems. So so let's just start from the beginning. So where are you from?
I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
You from Charleston?
My abuser brought me
That's
up
where
to
all
Atlanta.
that beautiful skin comes from. That's that Geechee right there. I love it. Okay, you better stop playing with me. Let me stop. All right, listen, just show the people how beautiful you are real quick. Let me just, look, I mean, come on now. I'm just saying, y'all, don't get on me. I'm just being a man. All right. Okay, so don't do that.
I'm trying not to. You make me blush and I don't blush.
Okay. So growing up in Charleston, did you have both mom and dad in the household?
I did. My mom, she's passed away September 18th, 2023. My biological dad, he passed away in 91 when I was 3, but I was adopted by an amazing man who's my mom's first husband, and he's still alive in Charleston, South Carolina. So.
Wow. So that's your dad, like your stepdad, but dad.
That's my dad.
I got it. Okay. So 2 parents in the household. Do you have brothers and sisters?
I do. I have a lot.
How many?
I have 3 brothers with my biological dad, and with my mom and my dad, I have 3 sisters and 1 brother who passed away in April 12th, 2024.
And my condolences, by the way, about your mom, your biological dad, and sounds like the brother that passed.
Yeah.
All right.
you.
So absolutely. So, okay. So growing up, and as far as in the household, how many siblings and where were you in the birth order?
I am second, and with my mom and dad. My biological dad, brothers, I didn't meet them until we became adults because, of course, my dad was a Rolling Stone, so he had them with multiple women.
Right.
But in my mom and dad's house, I'm the second oldest, and we all stay there. So it's my older sister, then me, then my brother, and then 2 younger sisters.
Okay, so what? Is that 5 or 6?
5.
Okay, so all right. So long story short, growing up, would you say that you had like a fairly normal childhood?
No.
Tell me about it.
My dad was abusive to my mom, which made it very easy for me to enter an abusive relationship. I saw him beat my mom for 12 years. So.
Okay, so and that's the dad we're talking about that's still alive or whatnot. Okay, so what effect do you think that had on you?
They say women search for men like their fathers, and so when I went out into the world and I was looking for love, I looked for what was mirrored to me as I was growing up. So I literally remember telling my abuser one time I didn't feel like he loved me that day because he chose not to hit me. So
what? Say that again.
I literally told my abuser that he did not love me that day because he didn't hit me.
Wow.
I'd
be wondering where those mindsets come from, because I know women that think like that.
It's an environmental thing. And we look for what we see, what we're taught. And so watching him beat on my mom day in and day out taught me that if a man didn't put his hands on you and cause you pain and hurt and despair, that it wasn't love. I never knew what a healthy relationship looked like. Fortunately, they divorced, and my mom.
How old were you when they divorced?
I was 15 when the divorce became final. It was a very
arduous divorce.
Oh, yeah. It was the worst of the
nasty.
worst. Yeah, it was nasty.
What was the nastiest thing about it?
My dad tried to kidnap us when my mom moved us to Augusta.
What?
Yeah.
He tried to kidnap y'all? How?
We were staying with my mom's sister, and we were taking a bath, and so my mom had left to go to the store or whatever, and me and my older sister, we had the window up. He came through the window because, it's our dad, and so he literally told us to come on, and he took my little sister out the bathtub, and my mom was pulling up, and he had already had us packed up into the car, and she was call the police because he's trying to kidnap my kids. And yeah.
Whoa.
That was. Yeah, and then he stalked her. He stalked us. He would sit outside our school and try to take us. And she had restraining orders put on him to stay away from the school, stay away from the house. He couldn't come to any our sporting activities or anything until the divorce was final and the judge ordered that he could have visitation with us. But it was supervised visitation for the first year and a half, and then after they did that, then he had to go back to the court to see if he could see us even without the judge and the court ordered appointed person.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so it was very
yeah, ooh, man.
Yeah.
Sounds like a tough one.
It was difficult.
What effect do you think that process had on you?
It made it easier for me to go down the wrong path, you know. Like I said, I started smoking and drinking when I was 17, and that happened after the divorce because my mom started drinking and smoking after the divorce happened, to cope with the amount of hours that she had to work, because now she's a one-parent household, trying to take care of 5 kids.
Yeah.
So, and he wasn't paying child support because he just didn't think it was his responsibility because he wasn't in the house. So that happened.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and ask, right? When you were younger, did anything like ever happen to you or anything like that?
No, I mean, even in the abuse that was going on in the household, we had family vacations.
There was still good times.
Yeah,
there was still
I still
family
had movie
stuff.
nights. I still had good parents. It was just, I think everybody has a Dr. Jekyll, Mr.
Yeah, they got
Hyde
their
type.
demons.
Yeah,
Everybody
they
got their demons that they got to
And
deal
so,
with.
I didn't have the worst childhood in the world. I wasn't text.
So let me ask you this: what are your demons?
Insecurity, self-esteem, perfection, the obsession with being perfect. I have a lot of demons, and I think it stems from not even knowing who you are, because when you start smoking and drinking at such a young age and your home is disrupted, you never take the time to really get to learn who you are. So here I am at 36. I'm in a treatment facility and I'm trying to figure out who I am. You know,
Are you doing it?
I am.
What have you figured out so far?
That I'm not as bad as I perceive myself to be. That even though I want to be perfect, I have to start wanting to be perfect for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. I try to be perfect for everybody else, but I need to do it for myself. I'm a helper, but sometimes it's okay to say no because I can be overly helpful.
Man, I suffer from that.
Yeah, a lot of people suffer from being a helper because who wants to tell people no? I mean, I was told no so much growing up.
It's confrontational, you know what I'm saying?
And then I just it's easier for me to just say yes and get it over with, but resent you at the end. And I'm like, I don't want to live like that anymore because that builds up hatred.
Yeah, towards yourself.
I was about to say towards myself, and I don't want to hate myself for not saying no to you because I just didn't feel like doing it.
Yeah, you got to learn how to set your boundaries, healthy
and
boundaries.
It's okay to have a bad day because I have bad days, and don't feel bad about having a bad day. It's like, it's okay.
Yep. So stupid. Anyway, they know. Anyway, all right. So, okay. So at this point, right? So we're in the program. We only have one child, right?
One child.
Okay, and so, your kid is 17. So they'll be an adult soon enough, right?
Yep. In his mind, he already is.
I'm sure. And so, what are your plans? Like, what do you plan on doing? Like, when you get done with this program and everything, what are your plans?
Well, hopefully, I can take my certificate to my company, my job, and get my contract back. I do want to start my own cooking podcast, and I also want to go back to culinary school and finish and get that degree. So,
okay,
a little bit of goals here and there.
Okay, cooking podcast. Now, I'm assuming that you can cook.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you about this thing that I'm starting on this channel, but we'll see if you're interested. Ain't no biggie.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, all right. And so have you spoken with the ex or whatever? Okay, so you haven't spoken with him, and he's not is he the father?
No.
So he's not the father of the kid. Okay. So, and what about the father of your son? Is he like active and involved in his life? Or?
No, my son's father signed his rights over when he was 2 because he was going up the road for life. So it was no need for him to be a part of my son's life.
Going up the road for life? What'd he do?
He wanted to take someone's life, and he was a drug dealer, and shit pops off and happens, and
So let me ask you this, right? Because in your sobriety, you seem like just a sweet, nice
I've always been
girl
sweet.
next door.
Always been
okay,
sweet.
So why do you think you chose the dope boy, the guy that's gonna end up going up the road?
Who don't love a bad boy?
Okay, at least you can admit it.
What good girl don't want a bad boy? Like that just makes you seem like you're like
alive.
Yeah, and I mean back in the day, my son's father was the most sought after man in Charleston.
Right, he was the apex male, so
it was like, look at, I got it. So it solidified who I wanted to be, which was that girl.
Okay, but let me ask you this: looking back on it, do you like? And I'm not saying, of course, you don't regret your son.
Oh, hell
okay,
no.
of course
not.
not.
The time that I had him and who I had him with.
Then right,
and
that's what I was asking, right? Like, would you, if you could have the same son but have a different baby dad?
I would totally.
What would you tell girls? Because I'm raising 2 daughters, right? They're both teenagers. They're good girls.
Okay. Don't go for the bad boy.
I was just about to say, what would you tell them to be able to prevent that outcome with them?
Don't go for the bad boy.
How do they prevent doing it though? You just said, oh, like you got excited when you talked about it. Like
you have to, you have to feel comfortable in yourself. If you're comfortable in yourself and your skin, then the bad boy will not even cross your mind. He's not an attraction to you because you know who you are. So you have to know who you are. So you don't need somebody else to validate you. So don't go.
Is
for
that
the
an
bad
age
boy.
thing though, or did you age into that, or could you have had that mindset at 17,
I had that
or
mindset
whatever
at 17,
age you had?
But because my home was broken, I needed something to make me feel complete again, and that is what he did. He made me feel complete because he wanted me no matter what I had going on. But being 100% confident in who you are and where you come from and knowing what you stand for will stop you from going for the bad
Seeking
boy.
the validation
Yeah,
and
seeking
seeking.
the validation.
Okay, and so, well, I was just about to ask. Oh, how long was y'all together for? How long was y'all together for before, before you had a kid, and then how long
I
before
met my
he went up
son's
the road?
father when I was 15. We had my.
And how old was he?
He was 20 when I met him.
He was 20. He was 15. Okay.
So, and then we had our son when I was 19. Well, yeah, 19. I got pregnant at 19 and had him at 19 because I turned 20 3 months after I gave birth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, Miz, we really appreciate you taking the time, answering all of our questions.
You're
If
welcome.
anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way for them to do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
Not right now.
Nothing?
No. Because
Okay.
we're not allowed to.
Not allowed to. Okay.
But it's
you,
okay.
you never had like a Cash App or nothing?
I always got a cash app.
Okay. You just don't want to shout it out?
Lady in the lab.
Yeah, just in
Lady
case. That way when you get
in
out,
lab,
hey,
yeah.
you might have a little bit of, money or whatever.
So it's lady, the letter N, and lab.
Okay, Lady in Lab, L-A-B?
Yep.
All right, I love it. Well, listen, we appreciate you. Definitely wish you nothing but the best, all right?
Thank
Make
you.
sure you have a good one.
You too.
All right.